Hey, this is Warroth, and I am doing a base tour of Vargr'oth Keep. Um, I am not a YouTuber. I'm not that entertaining, but we're going to go ahead and do a full walkthrough of everything that I've created. I am a vanilla purist. I do not use mods. I do not use dev commands. Everything I have gathered and obtained on my own and through painful grinding. I've been building this structure, this keep, this area for going on about 6 months now. And while I'm not completely done, because I feel like I'm never done, I'm getting there, and I thought I'd do a video base tour walkthrough. So, obviously the base here is in the mountains. I love this biome, it's so pretty. When it's nighttime and you got some fires going and you're sitting by the hearth, it's pretty awesome. Obviously I'm a huge fan of Valheim. I've been playing it now for several years and looking forward to the new patch. So to start, we have some kind of switchback stairways. Kind of working your way up to the main entrance. You'll notice right off the bat the main structure here, which is basically a giant A-frame, and what I'm planning on doing is hitting the exterior spaces first. I think that's how we're going to go about it, and then we'll look at the main structure, and then I'll show you some cool little secrets around the base. So to start out, I'm a huge fan of my wolf heads on spears, and we got some more of that with modder heads further in. I'll show you in a little bit. So it is currently blocked off. We got ballistas, of course, going here. These are set to wolves, but it is currently blocked off. I do this for aesthetics, but also it's nice because it keeps mobs from just walking in and keeps my wolves, which I'm breeding inside the space, from just walking out. So we're going to jump the wall. So this is kind of the front view, kind of in all its glory. You'll really see what this looks like the best when we go up on the main tower. I call it the southern tower. But you kind of have the entry area. Of course, lots of bonfires. It's a cold biome. You got to stay warm. Walking over here to the left, we got another one. Another bonfire. I kind of inset it into the ground a little bit, and I'll show you that here. More after we explore the main tower. I guess this is probably more the eastern tower than the southern tower, but I actually just rebuilt this recently. Still need to kind of clean up the interior walls a little bit. Took a ridiculous amount of black marble and iron to support it. Had a nightmare of a time getting this thing to not continuously collapse on me. So, a little bit under construction. And of course we got another bonfire at the top. This is the best view, I think, of the entire complex or compound. We have a northern tower over there, our main A-frame here, this western space here that kind of just leads out to the another bonfire, kind of almost lighthouse type, looking down on the overlook, which we'll go to in a bit. And then down here on my left we have our lox breeding facility. This actually looks small, but it's dug out pretty deep, and we'll hit that next. So I'm going over to the left here. Again, this is our lox breeding facility. I got a bunch of 2-star wolves hanging out because I tend to get attacked over here quite a bit. Nice little cosmetics here. I just redid this roof with some black tar, and I really need a lot more black tar to do the roof on the main A-frame at some point, which is one of my big goals, but I'll show you that here again in a little bit. So basically this is dug out, herringbone flooring design, black marble obviously, and there's really only enough room in here to breed my 2 locks and make 2 more. So I typically will breed them and kill the 2 and farm the meat. But it's not really ideal for major farming, just a little bit of extra meat. And if I can get them to move. Alright, we're just gonna go over the top. We got a double door, so I got saddles on 2 of them, and I can take them out this kind of back gate, which is kind of how I can get down to the main island. This is our primary spawn island, as you can see. We actually started over here, and I found this mountain biome shortly after. So again, this is just for basically our Locke's garage. You know what? Instead of dealing with this, let's just run around. Okay, so that's the Locke's facility. On this side of the building, we have just some basic stuff. Actually, it's funny, this was up on a rock that I destroyed, and so this actually fell down onto my stone here. Most of what I built is designed in a way to where I really didn't have to do too much like terraforming. Really just kind of try to use the natural rocks and layout of the ground to kind of make things happen. So for example, when I first came here and I was trying to visualize, I saw a big rock over here that this tower is on, and I originally from the very start was thinking I'm going to stick a tower on that because there's kind of these rocks here. So anyway, tried to minimize the amount of terraforming needed. That's the bonfire space again, kind of lighthouse overlook. If I go over here, this is basically just a sheer cliff. And it's funny because my brother's farm area is on that island, but you can't see it. Oh, almost fell down. Excuse me. Probably need some safety gates here or something. And we're gonna cheat. I'll show you how to get up here normally, but we're gonna cheat and just run up our roof here, just so I can quickly show you this space. Just this one little wing alone took me so long to gather all the stone. It was pretty painful. Anyway, this is probably one of my favorite spots on the entire base, just to come chill by the fire and overlook the beautiful ocean and the sheer cliff over here. Okay, we're gonna go back down here. So let's go ahead and go to the front of the building again. Just want to show you some of the stuff on the exterior here. So as you approach the main A-frame, you have our main door here. Probably one of my favorite features is these motor kind of wards that I made, which had the idea of kind of making it look like we put their heads on spikes, if you will. And then I got some ballistas as well for more defense. So we've first, I guess I'll show you that we kind of just have like a front hallway walkway here. I have a forge on kind of both sides of the A-frame. So let's go ahead and start on this side. This is my standard forge. Pretty simple. I just wanted to be able to cook up my own metals. Nothing crazy. And here I've kind of tucked away some kilns. Got one there and one there. Now if I were to go down these stairs here, it would just take us out to that side space I showed you earlier. This is kind of my overflow lumber storage. I could also go through here, just kind of inside of that wall. This kind of also leads into forge. Going around the other side, we have our black metal forge. Still got some tweaking to do in here. Probably going to put some doors at the end of these hallways, but kind of cook up my black metal in here. Actually, let me get some light. Kind of got my black metal storage there. And I'll show you this in a little bit. This is my underworks. I'll go down there a little bit later. And over here is kind of one of the ways that you can get to the other side of the A-frame. And over here I kind of have all my rock, overflow, marble, and stone, pretty much. And what I didn't show you is there's a hallway here that connects to the front. So if you went to the right of the main door, you can go through this hallway. There's way too many wolves. It blocks my walkway. So this is the other wall in our other tower. I don't really want to go out front here because these are set to kill everything. I guess I'll risk it. Let's see. So anyway, hopefully you can see this tower fairly well. I'm praying I don't die. Okay. And this is a wall that's incomplete, but this will eventually kind of wrap around the front there. And over here goes into the side of the main A-frame. I'll go ahead and go into the main A-frame, and then we'll hit the underworks and the back side in a little bit. So actually, if you came through the front door that I showed you earlier, we got a little cool marble inlay. I don't know why that sign is there. Take that out. My favorite trophy right as you enter, the Seeker trophy. And then coming up on either side, you basically walk into the main meal hall or throne room or whatever you want to call it. I probably should have put some charcoal or some coal in those, but it's my main fireplace here. And if I were to go through here, I can just, it's kind of an archery spot to defend the base. Again, I probably should put some coal in these. This is where I hang out to watch my pupils eat. Around the back, I just have a deck that kind of looks out over the crazy drop that I showed you earlier. I threw a hot tub in here. Nothing too special. I guess while we're over here, this is just the door kind of to that other bonfire that I showed you earlier. Okay, upstairs is kind of where the magic happens. So both of these stairways lead up to the kind of crafting room space, plus I have a bedroom behind me. The objective here was kind of have every crafting, every bit of crafting that I would need in very easy, quick reach. So we have our cooking station, full cooking station, fully maxed out. Some cool little cosmetics, make it feel kind of homey. To my left, we have kind of the potion space. Kind of put like a medicine cabinet type thing here with some potion bottles. I have all my potions here. All your kind of base level crafting here. And I have kind of all my fletching, all my arrow stuff up here. All my forging and metalworks over here. And sort of anything to do with magic over here. This is probably the most lackluster part of this, but it serves its purpose. And beyond that, of course, I have 8 big chests, black metal chests that hold everything I need. If you go back over here, we have my bedroom. Not huge, but gets the job done. Kind of all my valuables go here. I got some of my favorite armor sets next to my bed. And if you're curious, these have doors on them so I can put wood in there. Also, if you're curious, these are onions on item stands. Okay. Really, one of the last things I want to show you is basically what I call the kind of treasure room slash portal area slash dungeon. And I can go around the back of my base from either side. But these are my resource portals. So basically, this takes me right to several crypts that have iron in them. This takes me to a portal in the middle of a forest where I chop all my wood. This takes me to a portal where I get all my stone. Excuse me. This takes me to a portal where I get my black marble. Obviously, this is resource intensive, so being able to get to the materials quickly and come right back is important. I love how I kind of embedded these. I saw this on one of the Facebook groups where they kind of hid the portals, put these little black marble archways. Through here, you have I have my treasure room underneath, and two little prisons. Probably gonna capture some mobs and throw them in there. Just a little treasure room, nothing too special. Just all the gold I've ever collected in the game. And then let me show you what I call the Underworks hatchery. Basically just an underground tunnel that leads to a space where I have chickens laying eggs. Chicken area. I was going to do bees down here, then I realized you can't do bees in this biome apparently. So that's fun. This pops out over here as well. So that is pretty much the base. The last thing I want to show you is my servants' quarters, which I have hidden. Basically, I have hidden tunnels. So if you go through this banner here, you have kind of a hidden tunnel. We have our servants' quarters. Now this hallway here actually leads up to my treasure room area. And this is our servants' quarters down here. Nothing too special. Very simple. My kids thought it'd be fun to be the servants. So one of them takes care of the animals, and the other one theoretically stokes the fires and stuff. And this is an unfinished area, another tunnel I plan on adding on just to expand further. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That's Vargr'oth Keep. I have had a bunch of questions as I posted on Valheim Facebook groups about some of these shapes. Yes, again, there's no mods here. Like for example, these steps I get a lot of questions on. It's really not hard. You basically just actually, what's the best way to do this? Basically clip that corner, do a slight pivot, and then clip it to the other corner of the next stairs. So pretty easy to do. To do a rounded off look. Similarly, this is a little more difficult. It's actually easier to do this from the backside and from underneath. So before I had all this flooring here, I was building this from the backside and underneath. Again, just a slight rotation and then clip it to the corner. Pretty easy to do. Play with it a little bit. This gets harder obviously as you go further up, but just doing a small rounded off area is pretty simple. Again, this is kind of the same thing. Just slight rotation, then clip to instead of clipping to this corner, I clip to the back corner. This one is just embedded. Basically, I took out the floor here, did it further down, and then put the floor back. So it's kind of embedded. Now I can't feed this fire without going around. I added this little side area, which is specifically for throwing fire or wood on the fire. That was kind of neat. So Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess, oh, before I finish, let me just run up on the roof and I'll show you. Oops. That's kind of what the roof looks like from here. And then this was kind of tricky to make this kind of look like a rounded off point. Just play with it. Pretty simple to do. Eventually over there we're gonna build out further as well. So that is pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the base tour. Hopefully this gave you some cool ideas. We'll catch you later.